Everyone, welcome in, welcome in. I was having some trouble with my headphones, which still don't have full charge, so they'll probably die at any moment, which is lots of fun. We are going to be playing some more Ace Attorney today. I'm super excited to start this case, which it is the start of a new case, so if you're unfamiliar with it, I am so sorry. We're about to start episode 4, part 1-1. Looks like we're starting in a trial. Don't remember that. The girl, let her go. Oh. Back in the day. Shut up. Come closer and I'll kill her. I don't know what his voice sounds like. I'm assuming it's the dude talking, but... Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Oh. Did she kill her instead? Oh. Oh, What an I-B-bag. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Oh yeah. Look at that. Terry Falls, charge, kidnapping and murder. Sentence, death penalty. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Oh. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Oh. She'd only been a lawyer for a year before she met him? And did lawyering? 6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Alright, Mia's probably gonna get our normal Phoenix voice instead of the slightly deeper one that I do for her, because I don't know how much Mia there's gonna be. I don't remember. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. Plus, she's younger in this phase, so it's fine. I never should have accepted this case. Oh. Eek! Ah, good morning! Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Ooh. So he was already sentenced to death. Now he's escaped prison, and now we're sending him back to prison? I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to get my chat up on the side with my thingamabob, but it's not cooperating. Give me a second, please. There it goes. Haha! Chat acquired. Alright. Where was I? Oh yeah. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Oh yeah, that's small talk, Mia. Good job. Eek, I'm sorry, sorry! Oh, I didn't do nothing, I didn't kill nobody! I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. You escaped from prison. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Like, you just escaped. Sorry. I told a little lie. Ah, boy. Oh, look at his puppy dog eyes. Well, anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed anybody. Sorry, killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry! They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you! That woman, she lied in the testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Suspect him. So he escaped and then killed a police officer. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Is he not gonna tell us the truth? Yeah, I did. Oh, okay, good. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left. She was alive! It's true! I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Mia, are you a public defender right now? Oh, hey! What's up, Beardy? You're not going to figure out the truth just by staring at the guy. Why are you here? Came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. It's a little creepy. Back up. Where is Mr. Grossberg? I forgot she was working for Grossberg. Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Oh. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney in Grossberg law offices, is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. Oh, okay. Sorry for calling you a creep before. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Why did she take the case? Ha! Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. That doesn't make me feel better. Really? That was a little bit of Maya there instead of Mia. However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. Alright. Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice... Oh, were we supposed to give him a childlike voice? I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. He's got a noose around his neck. It's a little weird. That's a little weird. Oh, that's my boy. Oh, you're not the same judge. Who are you? We're just gonna give him the same voice anyway. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers? Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. Oh, you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. I think you can. I think that is a possibility. Young people running a trial. Not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death? You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edward, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. Is it 5 years ago? you were 20. You killed a 14-year-old. Okay.
A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted.
Oh. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? Oh, I guess she didn't question it, she just said it. Not bad. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. Interesting. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away.
That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be...
Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne.
Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him.
Wow, the judge is already on the guilty train. He's, oh, this is guilty, guilty, guilty. Done. Trial over. Great. I'm not doing very well.
Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now.
What is with those eyes? Why? They're staring into my soul. Your Honor, please, put them peepers away. Huh?
Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Trial over, done. Objection? Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure if I care for your word choice or your tone of voice.
Excuse me? Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. You're like 20. You're like 20. Maybe. You're like 12. He's like, well, why you? You're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Wait, how old am I right now? I don't know. Miles Edgeworth is currently 20 years old. And we are... I don't know. Diego Armando is a hotshot lawyer, my senior and rival at the office. Bit smug. Valerie Hawthorne was 23. She was a key witness in the case 5 years ago when she would have been 18. And he is 25. He would have been 20. Also, I needed the watcher.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. Even though it doesn't matter because I've already made up my mind and this trial is useless.
I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. It's Gummy! Witness, state your name and occupation.
Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe.
I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. Except now I think that the bad guy, or the accused and Gummy are gonna have the same voice. He's not really the bad guy. I mean, he is the bad guy because, I mean, he apparently murdered a child and then now he's murdered a cop. So, I don't know. I finally got promoted to the detective vision half a year ago. That was easy for me to say. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Oh no! Gummy's in love with her already. Oh no. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart. It's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Wow, instantly in love with Mia. I like it.
Now, detective, tell us about the incident.
Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. I just did that, Q. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. It is stream time.
That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself.
Yes, sir, I got you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. Alright. Oh, fancy.
This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge.
Oh, we just heard about Eagle River.
And the river that runs under here is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car.
But the bridge is out. Why would he stab her in the back?
He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Guilty. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge.
Why is he laughing?
Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there.
Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
He's back with the goldfish eyes. Why?
I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hosier.
Is he Canadian?
Detective, proceed with your testimony.
Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. Instead of morning coffee, because he's, we may give him a British accent. I like it. The game already knew what I was going to do with it. Alright. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed the body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Interesting.
Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge.
Naturally. I don't think I like him either. He's very smug. He's very, very smug. For like a 20-year-old at his very first case, he's very smug.
Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Do you have to pee, Your Honor? What's going on here? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey. Settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness. Everyone's a beginner in here. Ha. You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. Alright, Mia. Okay, it's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Okay, alright. She stayed up all night watching videos. She's ready. Why has everybody got bug eyes? Alright, press. We're pressing it all. This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls.
How do you know that?
What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about a phone call with Mr. Falls.
A note?
Yeah, top secret memo that she left in her desk.
Victim's note added to the courtroom.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls.
Can I read that? Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. This voice is gonna be hard. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's not Detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. It's true. He did say that. But now we get to look at it. Alright. Falls, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear a white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. It doesn't say... I mean, it doesn't say that he's the one that called, but I guess. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? Yes. With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Cute face? He's not into you, Mia. Alright, went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time. A bridge up at the mountains? But why eat there? Because it's a very important place to defend it. That's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. Allegedly. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. Allegedly. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Ha! Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. That's what she murdered. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move, we got you surrounded." Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Ha! If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on the desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Suspicious. Stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls had a car then? Well, the bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right?
What? You mean the defendant drove his own car?
No, he probably stole one.
No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light.
Oh my god. Add car thievery to his ever-increasing list of charges.
Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves.
Yeah, he's guilty. There's no way we're gonna get him declared not guilty. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? No. Not in the slightest.
This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk.
Oh. Yeah, she's,
Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Oh, that doesn't look too comfortable.
Your Honor. Your Honor, please. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah.
Ha. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. Talking about a woman here? Like, wait a minute. She's not a man. Why did you bring that up? Are you a misogynist, Diego? Alright, looks like the trunk was broken open. Dead body. Where she was stabbed in the back, so there's no, like, stab wounds or anything. Can't, like, look at it because it's a picture, so... Wear white scarf for identification. She's not wearing a scarf at all. She's just wearing the trench jacket. Okay.
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in the back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car?
Here's the photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway. I mean, she's not wearing the scarf, but is that necessarily strange? What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it, I didn't do nothing. That's all he says.
Nothing. I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car.
It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says, sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that.
Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested.
Precisely. Okay. So, I mean, I would say that the trunk being busted open is weird, but not considering that he stole the car. Maybe the note? Because she's not wearing the scarf? Yes, please, though. Witness! Uh-oh. Am I about to be penalized?
What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye?
I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Mia, please.
You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this.
Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. What? Come on, Mia, shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective! Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. It's really not that important. It's not that important. I mean, it could be. It could be, like, the key to this case. But
the caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this?
I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perchance? Where did you get that?
Where did you find that, sir?
Yeah, where did you get... On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Did you falsify evidence?
Why? Why didn't you just tell me?
I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That sounds like falsified evidence. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for.
It looks like it spent some time in the mud.
Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding the scarf the whole time. Sounds like falsified evidence.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence.
Why? Now, if the attorney for the defense has finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Why would I like to wrap the scarf around his smarmy little neck? Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there.
That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Ugh, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Do we get to win? Are we supposed to lose? I feel like we're supposed to lose. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. What?
Looking at this photo, really get the sense that the bridge is very high up.
It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River below.
Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway?
Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party.
Ah, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom?
Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, I see no reason to compel them to testify. Oh, we gotta find a problem with the photo.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Do you feel any particular thing about any particular thing, Your Honor? Do you have a feel at all? A singular feel at all? Maybe. So, as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Why am I yawning so much?
Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now.
You'd already decided, Your Honor. Huh?
Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Ugh, not again. Your Honor, please. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Yeah, we're on the same page, Mia. Alright, there is an eyewitness. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student? That's right, meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her.
Objection!
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements, that is all. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student.
A female college student, eh?
I mean, she's female and a college student, sir. We know that, Gummy. You just said it. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give a good reason why.
Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question.
This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. Accidentally, you said. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright. So, about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there.
This is spirits. But you mentioned it, this photo. This cloudy fog-like thing. Is it a ghost? I don't believe it.
It's just fog, Your Honor. No, Your Honor, no, I don't think it's a ghost. I don't think so either. Drizzling that day. Fortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. Oops. I don't know what he said. Everybody's dreary. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case... The point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell when I was on the bridge. It was really something. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach.
I remember that happening once myself. It was was really brutal.
Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. Ha! Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Oh, baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. Court record, huh? Court record seems to have wet itself. Okay, so they're on the bridge, but we know from the aerial view that... Wait. Okay, so she's waiting at the end of the bridge, and then it says that he pushed her down from behind and took off? That doesn't sound right. Hold on. Okay, so... if this is where I think it is, it's on the side of the bridge where the car is, which means she's standing before it's broken. Why would he have pushed her down from behind? Why would he go past her to a broken bridge, shove her down, and run back this way? That doesn't make much sense. I guess... this? Follow me where I'm going, game. Nope. Okay.
Let's fix this evidence. I'm sorry, but I think the only thing out of place here is that pointer finger approach.
That could very well be.
Here, take this penalty and try thinking things through.
Of course. What's the problem? Pointer fingers are made for pointing. Great. Okay, alright. I mean, they're facing each other in the photo? Is that what it's getting at? I guess this? Of course not. What do you think of the witness's statement?
I don't think anything of it. How about you?
I guess I don't think anything of it either.
We don't have a problem, but we do have a penalty.
Great. Great. If there wasn't a problem, couldn't he just let it slide? No.
Scarfella.
Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what do I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean?
Of course I do.
The little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? What am I supposed to present to Armand? That's the only thing I need to know. Armando, please! In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere, hidden in that testimony, is a contradiction. One huge contradiction, waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Okay. Let's figure that out, I guess. Alright. Maybe present the map to this? Not again. I'm gonna have to save before we lose. Alright, cool. Cool. No problem. Can you just let it slide? No. Close the Victorian square. We're gonna save. A little savey save. We're gonna save that. Cause I'm about to lose all of my health. Alright. Present... what, exactly? The only thing I can think is that the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Hello, Kuzunoha, how are you? Okay, we tried showing this one? Maybe this one? Alright, how it goes on your end? I'm losing. That's how it's going right now. This evidence establishes that the defendant is lying, right?
Don't ask me to confirm your facts.
Sorry, this is my first time handling a case.
Well, let's make it a memorable occasion. With a penalty.
Here I thought he would go easy on me because I'm new. I've gotten so many penalties. Shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Is that part of the witness's testimony? Of course it is. It was brutal. Save your nasty looks. Blah, blah, blah. Court record, huh? Okay, so that tells me I'm supposed to present something here. I think. But I don't know. I don't know. There's gotta be something wrong with this photo, but I don't know where to say that because we need to figure out where the photo was taken from, because the only place I can think of is on the side with the car. So down there where it says Eagle River, there's like a little outcropping. If the photo was taken from there, I guess you really wouldn't be able to see the bridge. But I don't know. Because if you took it from there, you wouldn't really be able to see the bridge. If you took it from the other side, the bridge is out. So what good is that gonna do? If you took it from the side where the car is, you could see down the bridge, but that wouldn't really establish like where everybody is in relation to everybody else. So the question I'm trying to figure out, and I guess I can't get Mia to ask it for some reason, where is everybody standing in this photo? Because it looks like in the photo they're on the bridge, obviously, but where is the broken section? Like, who is standing on the broken section? Is he standing on the broken section about to jump in the river? Is she standing on the broken section? Which seems like an odd choice, because theoretically, like, he could be there to kill her, so why would he not, you know, stand where he's supposed to? I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of issues for me. And he's talking about, oh, the court record wet itself. That doesn't help me, Diego. It doesn't help me at all. Be more clear with what you mean. Okay. Present. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Alright. There's a lot of suspicion going on that. I don't know. I'd really... Oh, it's gonna bug me. Okay, let's see. It's not this one. I'm assuming he means wet itself as in this photo, but we already presented this photo to the detective, so I don't think that's gonna help me. Let's press that. Oh, I was trying to press it and we just kept going. Still believe him? That means there is a lie in there, obviously. What we're trying to do is we're trying to sow enough doubt that we have to force the hidden witness to testify. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from rain, so the bridge was probably wet too. Which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about this testimony that's still bothering me. Oh, because she's not covered in mud. That's okay. I don't believe him. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. She's not covered in mud. So, criminal was shoved from behind. Present the photo of her body. Because she's not covered in mud. Got it. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. And just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with a soggy atmosphere.
But this is the photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk.
Yeah, she's not, like, moist. Considering the conditions of the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about the photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day?
Her? I'm assuming. Naturally, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange. Recall that testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's a good point.
Oh, that's exactly right. The other day, I fell on a muddy street, and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. What?
Objection!
I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, the glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy.
Fortunately, I have yet to touch that. Still, your point is well taken.
Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? I mean, no? Ha! A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like that. I'm a woman. Neither would a real woman. There you go. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The scar? The evidence is this scarf.
Ah!
It should be obvious. If the scarf fell on the bridge and got this muddy, it means the bridge was obviously covered in mud.
No, I can't be outed by this novice bimbo.
Bimbo? Excuse me, sir. Hey, same to you, buddy. Should we just call him a novice bimbo?
This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me.
Objection!
I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and his scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando! No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness showing the defendant and the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. Pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. I mean, the only thing that doesn't match anything else is the witness's statement.
What you said just now. I'm not sure I like that.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it.
This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know.
Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is the testimony. It is a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true.
Ha! It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that Boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Get him, Mia!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all.
You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time.
Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time.
I just gave him the old judge's voice because I didn't know what kind of voice he was going to have. So, what Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? What does he mean?
Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. He didn't give her a name. Why didn't he say her name? Witness, what is your name and occupation? Oh, we know her! Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter.
Oh. Look at you. How can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and head to hand down a verdict just to have a bite.
Oh my god. Your Honor. Hey, hey, not so fast! As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, we'll learn a lot from this man.
If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir?
Yes, my dear.
This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
Now then, may we please have your name and occupation?
My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo? Is that accurate? Mom! How can you be so mean? Oh, I gave her an accent, I didn't mean to. Oops. How can you be so mean?
Now see here. What are you doing shoving that in her face like that?
Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this is taken. Is she staring at me?
And you would be?
Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey.
I see. So you are...
Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best.
Wow. She's very delicate.
I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police.
Yeah, that's how they got there so fast.
By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred?
I believe the map would be of help here.
I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field, surrounded by tall cliffs.
That's wrong.
So you took the photo from that location, eh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel.
Wow, okay, great. Fantastic. We probably need to save, because we've got, like, no health. Great. Great. Press. Did you say wildflowers?
Yes, The mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers.
But it's only February.
Why, I couldn't wait for spring to come.
Oh, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly.
What? Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? Two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Was there anything strange about the two of them?
I'm a bad girl. You know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them, like some kind of peeping Tom.
No, not at all. Everyone is like that.
Oh god, what are you about to tell us?
I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place.
Your Honor, please. He took a job as a judge so he could watch people fight. Fantastic. Too much info, Your Honor. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were.
Oh, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Suddenly, they just started fighting.
Do you have any idea what they were fighting about?
No, I have no idea. Why do you ask?
Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. Oh no, she's crying! Please don't.
I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that.
That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Wow. At least we didn't get a penalty. Why did you take a photo?
Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over.
Sounds like a lie to me.
Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on.
Oh, you wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that there's any bearing on this.
All I could do was to use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police.
It's not really the crucial moment then.
And right after that, I called the police.
You called the police?
Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape.
We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the victim's note, we'd already started our operation.
That was certainly tough luck for the criminal there.
If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers. Why am I yawning so much? Dang. I've only been on it for an hour. You're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia. Maybe I didn't get enough coffee today. Alright, wildflowers. Maybe we present the map to where she... Oops, wrong button. Any idea what they were fighting about? Maybe you overheard them. Blah, 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 blah. I have more class than that. Yeah. Sure. Alright. So I was using my camera to take pictures of wildflowers. Present this, maybe? Because she said where she was, but it didn't say it again. So if she was taking photos, she really shouldn't have been able to see the bridge, because that big jutting thing would have been in the way. She said they were like tall, really tall. So she shouldn't have been able to see the bridge, especially the parts that weren't broken. So, stay right here because I want to die. Alright, save, and then present Map. I didn't. Well, let's go through the... I'm sorry, but I think the only thing out of place is your pointer finger. Okay, hang on. That's enough. Oh no! Nope. Nope, 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 nope. JK. That didn't happen. Alright, he's guilty, he dies! Oh no! I'm really bad at this game. No, okay. Load the selected save data with, like, no help. Alright. I noticed there were 2 people on the bridge. Okay, at some point, we have to point out where she was standing. Did you say wildflowers? It's only February. Blah, 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 blah. I noticed 2 people. This is when I asked, were they doing anything staying? Bad girl, I know I am. I'm Tom, everyone's like that. I love watching other people fight. Especially just as they were. Watching them very closely. Alright, I can't check the camera. It is on a tripod, so it could be set up to take a photo. That statement contradicts this evidence. No, it doesn't. I didn't say it. Alright, cool. They just started fighting. Maybe it's because this isn't the crucial moment? So the witness didn't take a picture of the stab? Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are 2 people facing each other. You testified that you saw the 2 of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that?
Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
Oh.
Okay, cool. We're on the right track.
My apologies, young lady. But Miss Fraser assures that is not without a certain amount of merit.
He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he?
I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. Film, I mean.
We ran out of film.
Isn't it a digital camera? I mean, I guess it's not a digital camera, but it looked like one. So, I guess it's film camera.
This photo was the last one.
What? Wow, that's convenient. Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All of the other photos are of the witness herself, playing among the wildflowers. Wow. The witness herself? Then who took the photos?
Oh, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it.
So you took the photos of yourself? So you took photos of yourself.
I remember taking some photos of myself once too.
Please, no details. We're gonna get all the details, Mia. All of them. We're gonna know this judge's entire life story by the time we're out of this court case. He is going to be, like, writing us Christmas cards. That's how well we'll know him by the end of this.
It seems that Miss Fraser's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Wait, just a minute.
Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh?
Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Her voice keeps changing a little bit. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha. Looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. Just like, gross. Okay, then I noticed they started fighting. Oh, okay. New information.
The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back.
The victim. Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal.
Objection!
This was a large, powerful man with a knife. What? Where's the knife? I see no knife! Well, I guess he could be holding a knife. We don't see a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently. Quaggy? Quaggy? Why you...
If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river.
You would have died, Your Honor. There's still something wrong with his testimony.
She only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed.
So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him?
Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her.
That seems to make sense.
I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off.
Does it now? You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why.
Terry Falls is the criminal. But there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, people.
Blah blah blah, judge around her finger. Let's keep going. Alright, turned to run away, but she only got 10 yards. Maybe I can pick either one to present the bridge to?
Objection!
Let's start with this one. Your witness, your testimony is a joke.
What? But I just...
Christopher, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry.
I mean... one short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse.
You say there were 2 contradictions?
It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were there and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then.
She would have hit a dead end.
You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have run, but she couldn't have ran even 5. I did not know how to read it. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side.
What does this all mean?
That was a very sad scream that I did. I'm sorry, y'all. It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
This beautiful young lady is lying to the court?
Oh, you look so sad.
Objection!
Your Honor, please. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Of course. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion.
What do you mean?
There's one major mistake in this diagram. Oh, don't freaking tell me. Don't tell me that he's like, oh, it's an outdated photo. It's actually fixed now. What did you say?
What are you referring to?
It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it.
So you're saying?
I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there is no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. That's a lie. That's a freaking lie. He's saying that because it makes his evidence true and it makes her statement true.
Ha! That guy is good.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He just happens to have a convenient out in this moment.
He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward. No. No. Ah, gosh dang it.
Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No, it wasn't your fault at all.
Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Aw, welcome in and thank you. 10 months in a row. Damn. That's a long time. Oh, the emojis.
Indeed. Alright, young lady, may I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But it's so hard to go on.
Then why are you smiling?
We're all on your side, Miss Foster.
There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir.
She's a liar. She's a liar. Tired of her.
After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. And he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could have made sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
How did you see the car? Hold on a minute. How did you see the car? Because if she truly was over there, she can't see the car. She doesn't know there's a car. There's no car on the other side. How do you know?
Witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts his testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte.
This trial isn't over yet.
Ha! That's what I like to hear.
Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please.
Contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Can we? Can't we go on the attack? I'm tired of going on the attack. I want to be Edgeworth. He has an easy job. Alright, carried her over to the car. I'm gonna save. Alright. Present. Bridge. Bridge. Yes. Okay.
Objection!
Objection! Stop. It's a contradiction. Just let me present it and I'll explain it in a second. Okay. You personally witnessed that?
Yes.
Did anything strange happen when he did that?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not. But that's when the victim's scarf fell off.
You mean the scarf?
Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. I do. Wait a minute. Oh no, she does have a scarf on. Okay. She does have a scarf on. Picked her up in his arms. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge?
Actually, maybe she did fall.
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
Objection!
If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. No need to be so rude.
Well, young lady?
Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could.
She almost said yes.
We're one step too slow.
And then, what did the defendant do after that? Dragged her to the car. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself?
Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Objection!
I mean, probably? Well, the matter of the fact is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden?
Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us.
Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it?
Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there.
But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct?
There's also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks? They just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse would have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes. Is she? I guess we present to this because he could have dropped it in the river. He could have made sure the body stayed hidden by dropping it in the river. Pick, drop, done. Let's save. I gotta keep saving because I have no life left. Like we're on our last chance every moment. Alright. Madam. Objection. A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area, and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
Those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Oh. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. Where do you recognize that? If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. I mean, sure, but that's a weird thing to say.
Order, order, order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. But I must admit, it does seem odd to have not thrown the body into the river.
Oh. That was a weird sound, I'm so sorry.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
What the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Objection!
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car.
That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us.
Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about?
All right, I'll do my best.
Alright. So I guess we're just supposed to, like, keep presenting and then eventually the judge will be like, that's a lot of weird things, actually. You're right. Or are we just supposed to, like, lose? I don't actually know. Alright, picked her up in his arms. carried her over to the car. Oh, she's saying even more stuff. What did the man do then?
Naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police.
And so that's when you called the police. You're sure you saw that with all that with your own eyes?
Yes, I'm 100% certain.
She said he had broken the lock of the car. So. Alright. Broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. Do I have anything that says otherwise? Which, I mean, it does look like it was broken into. So she's got that right. But how do we prove that there's a problem with that? Broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. How do we prove? How do we prove? Her hat's missing too, for the record. Present this? She couldn't have seen the car?
Objection!
Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Okay, finally. Jeez.
Done what?
Made a crucial mistake.
A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes?
Yes, and?
It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken that photo from... The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Nice. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Ah!
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
No, I don't think so. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff.
Oh,
Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car.
order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Objection!
I can't do a Canadian accent. Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and was convinced herself that she saw it. No, stop it, Edgeworth.
Objection!
Objection! But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Oh.
Mr. Judge?
Oh, what is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hold it!
Hold it. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that.
Objection!
Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect.
Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. Who err is human, forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
What? That's not fair! It's not fair. God dang it.
Save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward.
But what? But that wasn't fair!
Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk?
Didn't he just say it was reported on the news? Oh, it didn't say that he broke into the trunk, though.
Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
Well, witness?
Oh, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk. Because there were marks left on the trunk bed. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
How do you know that?
What? Let me see that photo.
You shouldn't know that, though.
It's true. They certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole.
But you shouldn't know that.
It's obvious that the trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied?
The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere? I mean, it's not contradictory, but she shouldn't know that. It's not information that the public would necessarily have, because that photo wasn't published everywhere. That's the police photo. So, no, it doesn't work. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself.
What?
You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally, I finally got her. Hopefully. For her, Edgeworth aside.
Ha! I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here.
Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... Let's see, she happened to be passing by. She put the corpse in herself. She is the owner of the car. Alright, she's not the owner of the car necessarily, because obviously she's not part of the couple that it got carjacked from. She happened to be passing by. A little more believable, but not necessarily. With the corpse in herself. Let's go for glory. Yeah, she put it in herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes, what is it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. I don't think that's gonna be the answer now that everybody's kind of staring at me, but you know what? We'll figure it out. It's fine. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that...
I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. Oh, that's true.
But he stole the car.
He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition.
Oh, I see.
Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls to put the body in the trunk. Oh my god, hi! Welcome in! Welcome in, Raiders, welcome in. I'm hoping the game doesn't keep auto-playing while y'all are coming in. If you need to raid and run, don't feel bad, but thank you so much for stopping in. Were you playing Ace Attorney? Is that what got you over here? If not, that's okay. I'm trying to figure out how to spell your name, because my computer is doing its thing. Thank you so much. Were you playing Ace Attorney? That's a good question. We're playing the original trilogy. We are on case number 4, which of course is Edgeworth and Mia's both their first case. And I'm doing my own voice acting, which is a lot of fun. We gave Edgeworth a British accent, so. Raiders, if you need to raid and run, don't feel bad. Please make sure you hydrate and take care of yourself. Of course, I know how long and exhausting streaming can be, so. But thank you for stopping in. Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. Not that I can do Edward's voice after talking. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have only been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know at that time she was taking photographs. Was she? There's a timer on that thing. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. The shutter for the camera? Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture. Wow. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field, as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field.
Will the defense please explain further?
Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity.
Was that ever a question? I don't remember that being a question, Diego. She said who she was. She's a literature student. Like, what do you mean her true identity? That she's the killer? Is that what we're going with here?
Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred?
Okay. So either she was somewhere over here, which, I mean, yeah. And Edgeworth told us that the bridge was only broken after the incident somehow. Or something. Hello! No worries, no worries. Thank you again for the raid. Were you playing Ace Attorney? That's the real question. Are you an Ace Attorney fan? A better question. We're trying to figure out where was Melissa Foster. Ugh, a hydrate. My goodness, thank you. I guess I'll crack open a new bottle. We are not sponsored, so I'm hiding the name. No, I'm just kidding. That just happened to be where my hand was. Anyhow, okay, let's see. So, what are we trying to suggest? I mean, I would think that she would be here somewhere, but he would have immediately gotten in the car and driven away. Oh! You were not playing Ace Attorney. You were shown my channel quite a while ago from a friend. Aw, figured I'd give you a raid. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. What kind of games do you normally play? I'm so curious, actually. I'm trying to remember what my command is. I think it's that. Black Book. Ooh, what's that about? I'm so curious. What's Black Book about? Is that a visual novel type, or is it like a shooty up game? I need to know. Not Black Books, Black Book. Come on, game. Alright, let's see. Black Book. A fusion of card-based RPGs and adventure games, Black Book is a haunting tale of a young sorceress who gave her life to serve dark forces. Ooh. A bunch of different stuff. Thank you for the shout out. Well, you're welcome. It's partly visual novel RPG deck builder. Ooh. Sounds fun. It does sound like it might be a little too spooky for me, because I'm a big old wuss, but it could be neat. Here we go. Alright. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, trying to figure out where Melissa was standing. Okay. So, if you're new to the Ace Attorney series, which some of you may be, we are currently playing as Mia Fey in the past, because in the very first game, spoiler alert, she was killed. Wouldn't consider it horror at all. It's very much more story. Ooh, I do like storytelling, even spooky storytelling. Could be good for Halloween. We usually play a lot more cozy type games, so all of this murder is a little unusual. I'll just tell you that for now. But yeah, so we are currently in the past by 6 years, and it's Mia and Edgeworth's first trial. They're facing off, and it is, so far, not really going in our favor, because the witness has everyone wrapped around her finger, and we are doing our best to prove that she is actually a terrible person. We're defending a death row inmate who broke out of prison, allegedly killed a cop, and then was recaptured after doing so. So that's fun. The cop in question also happened to be the key witness that put him away in the first place after he allegedly killed a 14-year-old by throwing her off of this bridge. Yeah, things aren't looking good for our client. Things don't usually look good for our client in this game. For those unfamiliar with the Ace Attorney series, we're usually the underdog. We're usually in a situation where it's like, it seems impossible that you're not the guilty party, but we're gonna prove it, and we're real good at bluffing until we do. So, hooray! It is a very linear, story-based game series. They have a secondary trilogy, which features Apollo Justice and everybody else grown up. Of course, they have a series dedicated to Miles Edgeworth, who is the big rival. They had one that was set like in the past, whereas like the ancestor of Phoenix Wright is now an attorney. And I want to say that they had like a future one, but not really. It was like a spin-off type thing. Phoenix Wright has been in all kinds of games. He's been in Marvel vs. Capcom. He's been in this like crossover game with Professor Layton, which I do really like that series. It is a puzzly game, very, very fun. Puzzles are something that'll really get in your brain. If you like puzzle games, it's a good one. But yeah, so we're playing his currently dead mentor, but in the past when she wasn't dead, at her first ever trial. So, welcome aboard. I'm also very, very amateur at voice acting, but I'm doing my best. If you like it, stick around. If not, that's okay. I appreciate you stopping in. Oh, you couldn't even see that. Bam. I am playing it on the Switch. Thank you. I am playing it on the Switch. I do also play games on PC. Brief about me, I play a lot of cozy games, so things like Palia, Coral Island, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, yada yada yada. So I play games like that. If that's kind of your vibe, I usually stream Monday through Thursday. Usually about 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard. So, and we have a Discord. Anywho, she was standing there. I don't know. If I was wrong, I'll just have to reload. Naturally, the witness was right here.
But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing.
Well, I mean, if she set up the camera to take a photo of that moment, specifically to capture that scene and like give herself some kind of cover, then obviously she would have to be posing as the victim. That's where I'm going with that.
Order, order, order. Miss Fey, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. It's true. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
How how would that have worked? Because, if he had stolen the car, because he stole it from some couple that was sitting at a red light, how did the body get into the trunk before he met the victim? That's the part that I'm not quite understanding. But it's what Mia's going with, so that's what we're going with. We're riding this train until the brakes fall off. How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls.
Objection!
Objection? You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. Objection. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. I mean, how do we prove that? Did she buy a wig and a scarf? Did she tuck her hair in? Like, what's going on there?
What?
It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. I thought she was going to say something else, so that the line delivery was correct. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
Objection!
That British is not coming out as good as it usually does. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to any British people that are listening to me butcher that accent. I apologize in advance. And in post. And in during. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. He asked her to wear a scarf. That's where I'm going. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. I don't know what that sound would have been. I don't know. So it was a squeak. Congratulations, Squeak. You've been chosen. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear the scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. I mean, any woman, probably. A man probably could not have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster?
No!
I knew she was gonna collapse. At least it's not the roar from the last case. That one was really painful.
Where's Miss Foster?
She's collecting herself in the lobby. She has booked it. She is gone. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha.
Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies.
Yes, Your Honor. Understood.
Very well. This court is in recess.
Okay, in our lobby we go. To be continued. Absolutely not. We're gonna keep going. Normally, I stop it there and we are done for the night and yada yada, but no. I gotta find her guilty. I gotta get through this trial. We don't have an investigation phase, I don't think. We don't really seem to have anything else other than the trial, which is usually what happens as the tutorial at the beginning. So, let's go for it. February 16th at 1:14 p.m. Alright. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry! I'm so sorry!
Honestly, thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up.
I'm not done yet. Thanks! We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime.
Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still really badly in need of information.
His voice isn't getting as deep as I normally do it. Information. Right.
What we need most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. He does lie quite a bit.
Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day.
Oh.
This picture, it reminds me everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart at any minute.
He's supposed to have like a childlike kind of thing.
So he's probably talking like this.
Like you'd hear in any sort of like early 2000s or 90s or 80s movie where it's just the big dumb brute type. But he said words with kind of an accent, so I got stuck in that accent. So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
Ha. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true, I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Girlfriend? You were 20 years old. The girl was 14. Yeah, you can go back to jail. It's fine. Your girlfriend, huh? Yeah, go back to jail. Straight to jail.
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
Oh. What? Are you serious?
Girl, let her go.
We saw this in the beginning. Right? We didn't see it from this perspective.
Shut up. Come closer and I kill her.
That does look like a little girl.
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance.
I don't know who said it, so I don't know whose voice to use. Oh my god, she looks like a 10-year-old. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. That doesn't look like a 14-year-old. And you look way too big for that to be your girlfriend. Not the picture. The picture is fine. This is Valerie. Ignore her. She's like 18. The little girl on the bridge. That's a 14-year-old? And you were that big at 20? I have so many concerns right now. Can I drop his case? Can I go? Can I just let him be guilty for this? It'd be fine. But yeah, he killed that policewoman. Gotta go. At first I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it.
Wrong. No protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betray us.
What do you mean she betrayed you?
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping too.
Oh. A make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel.
Actually say my teen angel, he's seen one too many soap operas.
I'll do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie too.
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We send to her dad. Ask for $2 million diamond. Tell him to make exchange on Dusty Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer because she knew detective.
Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh?
Yeah, but that woman.
Oh my god, he's losing his mind.
That woman, Valerie, she do it for real. She shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia.
Bang. And into the river goes Dahlia.
We shot an arm. Dahlia, she jump in river.
Jump? What do you mean jump? Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over.
And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence.
Couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
Oh. Well, that sounds like a motive for you to kill her.
That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below.
I didn't know what voice to give her, so she got that one. I'm sorry.
These 5 years, all I wonder is why? 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 Why did she lie? That's all I wanted to know.
So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself.
Yeah, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to whisk off. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear an answer from her mouth. That's all.
So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it?
Huh? Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it?
I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia.
With Dahlia?
That day on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack.
It didn't off the bridge.
Now gone with Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River.
Guess she's dead now. It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute.
You can come back in now. We're ready to go.
Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes. Sorry, the tape on my glasses is being unruly.
Never found her. My sweet Dahlia.
They never found her.
Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia. My teen angel.
I wish he'd stop saying that.
Your teen angel? How old was she, anyway?
14.
Just 14.
14? Guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. Yeah. Yeah, he was 20. This is a problem.
He plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil. Man oh man. Angels these days.
Kittens too, I guess. Falls takes the fall. He gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really a...
It's time, kitten. It looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now.
You bet. Do we have any kind of ace at all? I feel like I only have more questions.
The training wheels come off now, Mia. You gotta strike while the iron's hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it.
Okay, sure. Maybe. Thank you for sticking around during the ads if you're watching during the ads. If you're watching this later on YouTube, then you don't have to watch them. Cool.
Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady.
Not this again. I mean, she's got butterflies flying around her. What are we supposed to do?
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get a client off the hook.
However,
To try to pin the crime on an innocent student is...
what are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman?
It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Or motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next.
Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive?
Yes, of course, I think.
You're still acting as tame as a kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets.
Aw, she learned that from him! Okay. Where the heck has this guy been? Because he's certainly not with us in the future when we're trying to be her protege.
Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a true pro.
Maybe so, but I wish he would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course. Mr. Judge, ready anytime you like.
Oh my god, sir. Sir? Take it down a notch. Down, boy.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why. I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're an honest and upstanding young lady.
Looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right up.
Very well then. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
Yeah, right.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Out of the country, eh?
Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder.
Indeed.
You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case. Alright, Melissa Foster, what you got? I was out of the country until the year before last. Where were you at? So what country were you living in then?
We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed.
It was a brutal civil war. She to try to make her way back home alone.
Oh my god.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification.
What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? Yeah, why not? If we get stricken by it, well, it'll be fine. Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in, and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here.
I didn't ask that part.
What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point.
Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add what you've just stated to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
Great. Hello, how are you, Anna? Breath. You didn't know either person? Are you certain of that?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh, well, that can't be helped.
Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth?
The first time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it really was a coincidence.
I'd never even been to Eagle Mountain before. So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway?
I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. A gold digger. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to. Booked a flight to the US for 2 weeks in November, so been worse. Ah! How are you? I'm doing okay. Is it a good trip to in November? Are you going to have a good time? Is it to sort things out? That'd be cool. And then you can move to the US. Woo! That'd be exciting. I mean, if nothing else, at least you get to see Danielle, which will be really cool. I'm happy for you.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club.
She doesn't look like a hiker in the slightest. She's teeny tiny, little waif build. How are you supposed to hike? Probably. We're going to do the paperwork and we just miss each other like crazy. I bet. Oh, I bet. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Anna. That's awesome. Have you been feeling better? I know you were having issues with mosquitoes and coughing that was lingering and all that kind of stuff. So are you at least feeling better? I hope so.
I fell in love with its dark, desolate beauty, and its cold yet romantic gloominess.
Wow, okay. You're 5'2" and 100 pounds and hike like a monster. You have muscle. This girl has nothing. She is made of wafer paper. Look at her. She's so tiny. She's so delicate. Didn't know you were such a goth. By the way, what's the name of your college? The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. Coughing is okay, but not all gone yet. Blood pressure tanked hard this weekend, though. Oh no! That's not good. Are you better? Are you doing okay? I hope so. All that matters is she's a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious intent. In intent.
Thank you. She's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here.
90 pounds muscle and the rest is water. I believe you. I really said anything. Talk about sensitive.
I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer.
This is pretty, like, vague enough that we can't be like, haha, you lied. Like, perhaps, but your behavior that day is very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car.
Well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing. Oh, really? And why is that? The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that, at that time, an officer showed her this photo. Why would they do that? I think I'm back to when this used to happen every week, I'm afraid. Oh no! Happy I was able to walk to my bed every time I felt like I was about to pass out all 3 times. Oh no, that sucks! Are you gonna, like, you're hopefully gonna get stronger and better and not have to worry about it when you're on your flight. But is there any way to combat it? Are you gonna be able to, like, keep that blood pressure up? Because bottoming out is not good.
That seems like a rather serious mistake.
Ha! That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
Salt. Well, Yeah, salt will do it. Salt, salt, and salt. Yeah, that'll definitely help. There's gotta be something else you can try, though. Ah! I got water on myself. It's like on my arm. I'll wipe it on my shirt. That's it. Oh no! There's gotta be something. Drat. Well, hopefully the salt brigade will continue. I'm assuming that maybe having to overhydrate because of like what you do for work and everything, probably lowers your salt levels or something. I'm not sure. That's not fair. Meds, but I'm not getting those. Oh. Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
That wicked inmate. I'll never be able to forget that horrible day.
Hold it!
A grudge?
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it?
Oh, you mean the doc won't give you the meds? Oh. Wait, why won't they give you the meds? That doesn't make any sense.
Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such a deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
Objection!
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
The client. He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Too scared to go up too high as if that's ever going to happen. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I know that healthcare works differently there, but would it be possible to get a second opinion? Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. Press harder! You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Second opinion wouldn't do anything. I've had the same argument with 4 separate GPs. Damn. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Oh, because she just said white scarf and it's blue. How did she know it's supposed to be a white scarf? Your Honor, what the witness just said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. Should. After all, the defendant is a killer, and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps further prove that point. No, that's not why I...
Enough. Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge.
I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. Present the scarf.
Objection!
Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Oh, you're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
Been fighting this since I was 15 and my mom before me from the same age, and my sister. I mean, I'd hate to suggest that the United States healthcare system would do any better, but maybe? I've got her now, just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
Oh, white?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me. Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. Nice job, Saribot. Good bot. Prominent neurosurgeon, that's a name. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Objection!
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but...
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. Gonna get a cuff to monitor it from now on. And Courtney in the US will put me on the meds if we ask her. Yay! Hopefully that will be the best bet. Keeping a log of it, if nothing else, should be a good way to establish a baseline. So that maybe you can use that as like a, here's my pre-existing condition. This is why I need this medication. And maybe the US medical system will help you. Fingers crossed. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is this letter. Witness, have you ever seen this note?
No, no, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
I wonder about that. Should also be good to just know how high I am, and hopefully I'll be able to step in and do something before I actually pass out. Fair enough.
What do you mean?
This note shows Mr. Falls' instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf.
Ah! Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster?
No!
Courtney is Danielle's GP, a nurse practitioner that opened up a family clinic a few years ago. She's an absolute angel. She's also a very good friend of ours. Nice. Hopefully she'll be able to help you. I know that it can be a little bit difficult with like practice laws and stuff, versus like your healthcare and our healthcare and insurance and all that fun stuff. But yeah, hopefully by having that log, you'll be able to get like the kind of record she would need for insurance to cover it and all that fun stuff. GoodRx, by the way, goodrx.com, I think it's .com, is actually a really good way to get your drugs for cheaper, because they find you the cheapest. You don't pay with your insurance, obviously, but typically most prescriptions will go down to like $20 instead of $200. So, fun fact. And that's GoodRx, R and then X. Oops.
Order. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation.
I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person?
That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten?
Yep, have I? The person that knew the contents of the note was... the dead girl? That we're going with? Beginning insurance with Danielle, but yeah, we'll see. Courtney is a good friend and supporter. She offered to find me a job at her clinic just to get me be able to stay in the US if I need it. Aw, not even hesitating, and she meant it. That's amazing. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. It's good that you are gonna have people like directly in your corner ready to keep you here where you need to be and belong. And it'll really be exciting for you to be able to be here with Danielle permanently. So I'm looking forward to you telling me that that's happening. I'm waiting for it. What was I doing? Oh yeah, and that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there.
Whoa, what's this? Who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne.
She is amazing. I can't actually work there for a while. I would need a driver's license and a car before I can. She works a little over an hour's drive away from us. Oh yeah, that's definitely important. Miss Fey must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
The dead?
Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? You don't mean...
Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
Objection!
And day hours, so Danielle can't bring and get me since she works 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. Ouch. You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off of Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
Objection!
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
Objection!
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are.
Objection!
Even you couldn't. Miss Fey, you're not saying... But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
I'll be stateside from November 4th to November 15th. I barely even paid attention to the dates. I just booked it. Then we realized I'll be there for the election results on the 5th. Yay! But you'll be here!
Ha! Nice one. That was the tossing of but unless you can tie nonsense together, nothing but hidden nonsense.
I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now is my chance to make Mr. Edwards scorn.
But just who are you anyway?
I didn't think it had come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edward, explain yourself.
If she can get the day off on that day, we'll be spending it in a hotel room watching it on a proper TV screen in private together. If not, we'll be watching in her office. Yikes. Hopefully she can get the day off. Election day is technically a holiday in some places, but I don't know how enforceable that'll be.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make.
I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far.
You don't mean...
Were we right? She works at a newspaper, so she might really go, oh yeah, that might be hard. Yes. The prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses. Oh, what did he say? Important news day, so she might have to go in. Yeah, I imagine that probably is going to happen.
Ha! Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go.
Oh. No way, but then why?
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade.
Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Wow!
She's surrounded by witnesses.
But, I thought she died 5 years ago.
We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see... Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Objection! Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder. We'll find out tomorrow. If she can, I'm booking that too. Ooh. It's so weird that I booked and paid for the flight and 2 nights in a hotel and maybe a 3rd night. Also, what's wrong with the word paid? P-A-I-D is paid. I cannot explain why, because I do not know, but paid is P-A-I-D. Unless you're saying, like, the like, restrictions weren't letting you say it, in which case I don't know. I don't know. I didn't do it.
Objection!
Also, good bot. Really, Miss Faye, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. How dare you! Please, let us take a moment to think. Thanks. Spell checking was telling me paid was wrong, but it wasn't giving me the right spelling. Ah, fair enough. I've definitely made that mistake with several words where it's like, oh, I know this is wrong. You're telling me it's wrong, but you won't tell me the right one, and all your suggestions are other nonsense. I get it. Until now, Danielle has always arranged all of that stuff and paid for it. Aww. And now you're getting to do it instead. That's actually really cool. I like that sort of like, oh, you have provided all this stuff, now I can also provide. That's really cool. Or is it weird because, like, it was new for you and you were like, I don't know what I'm doing? It's a weird feeling. Was it weird because it was new for you, or because you felt like a little bit out of your depth? That would be understandable. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. Very new. Fair enough. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. I knew what I was doing, but I'd never done it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It can feel weird to do something for the first time. Especially since it feels like, oh, adults do this, but I myself have never done it. Strange. Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? He just called me insane.
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic.
Of course you are.
Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion?
Makes me feel like I'm an adult, and I hate being an adult. Oh no!
What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister?
Well, you see, thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me.
Ha. I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten.
Uh-oh.
The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
Are we? Are we? I didn't say that. That wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict.
Objection!
I didn't say it. It wasn't me.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Ha. What makes you think they're empty, boy?
Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. Ah, I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth. That's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me. The rashness of youth. How charming. You're younger than me. That's coming from someone younger than me. Exactly! Edgeworth, stop this. Okay, we're saving. We're saving. We're saving. It's gonna be alright.
Thump. Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Faye, what motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne?
The jewel. No. I mean, in the note, she says the whole truth must come out. So I'm just gonna wing and a prayer it. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. Oh. I also have an appointment to get the dogs vaccinated today in preparation to moving. Yay! That's gonna be awesome. Well, they're probably gonna hate it, but that's awesome.
The whole truth.
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. Well, I mean, he was in prison for her supposed murder. This would have gotten him out of prison. Probably. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. Terrific story, Miss Fey. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fey. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? If we get to file the papers early November, I will be moving next May at the latest. Yay! That's awesome! Oh, that's gonna be so exciting.
Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh yes, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. And we should be able to do that in November. Oh, fingers crossed. That's gonna be so exciting.
What testimony?
Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Oh, it says her name's Dahlia now.
Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf?
Stop it, Judge. She's 19.
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. Wow, okay, we really said that.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge.
Most of it's done. All we need to do is put together all the evidence we need. Nice!
After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
She's 19 and faked her death 5 years ago. Yeah, she was 14. And she was the girlfriend of our 25-year-old, currently 25-year-old, defendant? Show. She faked her death at 14. Yep, she was 14, decided to change her whole identity because she was afraid she was gonna get kidnapped again. Our client, who is currently on death row for her murder, except she's alive, obviously, was 20 when she was 14. We're just gonna... Can we stop defending this guy? Can we just send him back to prison? This game wasn't banned in the US. Nope. Nope. He calls her my teen angel. So, not liking this guy. Really wish I could just stop defending him. Let him rot forever. But we're banning Anne Frank. I mean... It's never specifically said that they canoodled, I guess. Which is allegedly the reason they're banning the Diary of Anne Frank, is because she talks about... I mean, they already sanitized it to hell and back. They took out all the parts about her being an adult with her own agency. Which allegedly was the... was actually what her family did to the diary first. And then it got further sanitized so that kids could read it, I guess. I don't know. That was the whole thing. But allegedly her family took out all the parts where she was talking about her own agency and being a woman and blah, 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 blah. So they kind of sanitized it, and then it got sanitized more, and now it's being banned, and yeah, that's a whole thing. It's a lot. Anywho, yeah, he's not a great guy, but allegedly he's kind of dumb. And so I guess that's where they're going with it, is like he's very childlike and he's not fully mentally there, and she took advantage of him. I think that's the angle they're going for, so. All she did was talk about it in her diary. Bloody hell, the Americans are weird. Her family started it. That's the best way I can put that. Is like she talked about it in her diary, and like her dad, I think, was the one that allegedly like cut out a bunch of it and then like published it and took advantage of him when she was 14 and he was 20. Yes. She did manipulate him. Let's get that part right. She did manipulate him. Is according to him. According to him. According to him, she manipulated him. He would do anything she said. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, he was the one who offered it for publication. I think that was the story, is that Anne Frank's dad, like, scrubbed out a bunch of it, and then it still got further sanitized. So, yeah. Anywho, so Dahlia Hawthorne, allegedly, manipulated this man into faking a kidnapping and getting this $2 million diamond, which was apparently lost to Eagle River when Dahlia jumped, according to him, jumped into the river because they were betrayed by Valerie, who's now dead. According to Dahlia just now, her persona stuff is not important for the reason he had it published. That's true. That's true. Yeah, her personal stuff is not important for the reason he had it published. That's true. But yeah. So according to Dahlia, her sister shot him in the arm because he was legitimately kidnapping her and not a fake kidnapping like Falls says. And so she was pushed into the river after the diamond was handed over. Where did the diamond go in Dahlia's story? We don't know. According to Falls, it was in the little girl's backpack. So, his teen angel's backpack. Anyway. The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. Hope y'all appreciated that recap. As best as I can remember. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. My British accent isn't working for me. And we're to believe that after all of that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Honor.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again.
Ha! If we're not allowed to fight, let's twist some arms.
The man needs to stay in jail, the girl needs to get into therapy, and I mean locked up and get therapy. She might be a murderer. So, in this universe, murderers get the death penalty. Because he was ready to get the death penalty. Like, he was on death row. He was sentenced to death. So, not this guy. This is Diego Armando. He's our buddy. He's our senior and also rival. So.
Listen up. We've still got that info. That ace up our sleeve.
What info? She already forgotten.
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Allegedly. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby. Okay, so for those just now tuning in who are not aware, Mia is currently in her first ever trial against Edgeworth in his first ever trial. This was 6 years before present day. We started off this case by Phoenix reviewing that case, this one that we're watching happen right now. And apparently we are just kind of trying to wing it. So we don't know what happened to Diego. We know Mia dies eventually. And of course, Edgeworth goes on to be a twat, and we face him in court, and they're probably secretly lovers, but it's fine. So this is both of their first ever cases. And Edgeworth is considered a genius prosecuting attorney, and he's 20 years old, and he's a hotshot, and Mia is doing her best. This is her first case, and she took on an escapee because he was on death row. He escaped from prison. He allegedly killed a cop, And yeah, we're really fighting an uphill battle with this one. Why did we take this case? The one thing she says, anything Dahlia says. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by, yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. Is it? I thought the secret was that she was alive. I was kidnapped. Ransom price was a raw diamond. Of course it was staged. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. So Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again, so I changed my identity and started a new life. Okay, let's see. We're supposed to be very gentle with her. I don't know how much we can press, so I'm just gonna save, and if we get penalized for pressing her, we'll just reload. Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship?
Yes, as a tutor.
You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me.
I'm gonna press X to doubt that one. Cause, what? That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14. And he was dumb. He's still dumb. I don't...
He probably came up with a kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see.
Quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Falls.
Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow? We have been led to believe that he's dumb this whole time. So what the heck was he tutoring her in? It must have been something. Alright, I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. Put your shoes on and get out. Okay, have a great day at work. Thank you again for giving us the good news. I look forward to hearing the info that you are boots on the ground over here.
$2 million?
It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk.
Why? Why the goldfish eyes with this, please?
A $2 million pint of milk? I don't know what to think about that.
Your Honor, it was a jewel. It was not a literal pint of milk.
The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape.
There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is.
Yeah, right. It was all your plan.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain, and...
Alright, she shot him in the arm. That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage.
Yes, but actually, that saved my life.
What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me.
I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment.
Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin.
A thirsty grin. Oh.
And in the next instant,
Splash. I'd advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift.
I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. Like you too, I have been carried away by the river to a strange place.
That is incredibly lucky, because as a person who is passed out, she could have just drowned. She could have just hit the water, boop, drowned. Her body would have been dashed away, it would have been insane. But it's possible that because she was a strong swimmer, if she hadn't been knocked out, maybe she managed to get enough to the side that she, like, was able to get out.
I'll never forget that day. Crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. And just one little shove from behind, and that was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river.
Alright, she was afraid she'd be kidnapped again. That's why you hid your identity?
Yes, I only told my sister.
Rotary Hawthorne, eh?
Yes, she's the only one who knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years.
I didn't ever want something like that happening again.
So I just changed my identity and start a new life. And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
Oh, that sounds like a crime. That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all of the paperwork would have been impossible.
She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There's no way I could.
It's the moment of truth for this witness too. Once the truth about this stage kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is.
I just gotta prove that kidnapping was a hoax. How can I freaking prove that? I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. And so it was a diamond. Do I present the diamond? Because it was lost to Eagle River 5 years ago. Save. Alright. I'm gonna try it. Present diamond.
Objection!
Burp. Nope. Incorrect. Load. 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 Away! I was kidnapped. Present diamond.
Objection!
One of these needs this diamond. Alright. Nope. After she made the exchange, shot him in the arm. That's when he tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge. Okay.
Objection!
That statement contradicts this evidence. Maybe I missed something. Shot him in the arm. Tried to kill me. I survived, but I was afraid. Decided to just... Is it this one?
Objection!
Maybe it's the one before that. We're just gonna present the diamond to every statement. It'll be alright. Back to the bridge. She shot him in the arm. Present diamond.
Objection!
We're basically just gonna keep presenting it because I don't know. I have no clue what the game's logic is on this point. So, I don't know. I was afraid.
Objection!
Nope. Okay. So, it's not this. Clearly not this, right? Like, we... Okay. Maybe it's this one, and it's her letter, and we just use that to be like, the truth is, it was fake.
Objection!
Nope. Okay. Thought maybe that would do it, but it doesn't. Terrible. Okay. What do I do? Present... Bridge unchanged for 5 years. Shove this from the arm. Shoving me off the bridge. I don't know. I legitimately do not know what I'm supposed to... I don't know. So, talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. So... maybe this one?
Objection!
What do you think of the witness's statement? I don't. I may have to look this up because I've pressed everything. That didn't do it. So I thought it was going to give me new information and I was going to present it to that, but nothing is happening. So I'm going to press it on like, did you have a relationship? Yes. He was my tutor. Are you sure about that? They're in the jewelry trade. Did they just call him clever? Weird. My diamond's valued at $2 million. Amazing. Wow, it's so clever. Wow, wow. She shot him. That's dangerous. Yeah, but it saved my life. He had a knife. I knew he was gonna kill me. That's why my sister shot him. Okay. Was there anything in here that, like, said otherwise? When he tried to kill me. Pressy press. I'd like to hear about what happened there. I'm gonna relive my trauma right in front of all of you a second time because I just got asked to do it by this defense attorney. I'm not doing that. I'm a strong swimmer. Blah 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 blah. When I show that was it. Fell into the river. That's why you hid your identity. Yes, I only told my sister. And legally deceased. Decided to change my identity and start a new life. Is this one the one? Oh, what do you think of the witness's statement? I don't think of it. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. I've tried too many things, and there's not a way that I can see that it logically connects together, so I'm having a hard time. I think I know the name of this case, but I do not know. Let's find ourselves a strategy. Nope. That was the other one. It's called something else. Okay. Alright. Trial Part 2. Alright. Okay. Apparently, I wasn't thinking well enough because what I'm supposed to realize is that from where she was, if she had been pushed into the water, she would have landed on that rocky part. That's what I'm supposed to take away. Don't know how that works, but okay. Alright, 2, 3, 4. By shoving me off the bridge from behind. So allegedly, that's what I'm supposed to be pointing out, is that she would have smashed into the rocks and died. Okay, how was I supposed to figure that out? She didn't say anything about it. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible.
Impossible?
I asked if the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed. Oh. Instead of being carried away by the river. you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Really? I don't think that's true. She screamed and I didn't. Sorry. Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference.
You're right. If the event occurred just as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. That's true. She didn't say that. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. Could have done that.
If that's true, she would have fallen into the river.
Still smacked her face on the bedrock, but you know.
Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
Wow.
now that you mention it,
Of course.
I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
You can't be serious. You can't be serious.
Order in the court!
Of course. Just do your little funky bow already. It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion. Objection! Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. What is the court record? We're supposed to say that the river or the bridge wires are too tall. You can't push somebody through that. It doesn't work. Wow. Yeah. Take that. Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. I probably could have puzzled this out if I had sat there and thought about it. Now I'm a little embarrassed that it took me this long. But you know, still, look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up about 5 feet off the ground. Oh yeah, he would have had to hoist her. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No!
But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
There was a gun trained on him. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm.
Whoa.
And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. Shot him in the leg. It would have been over. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge, that is clearly impossible.
Ah!
I didn't know what sound that was going to be.
Order! What is the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this?
Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? He definitely does look younger.
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You survived. You were probably confident that you could handle a swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she would want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of Eagle River. If I get this wrong, I'm going to start the sequence all over. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up to the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond.
Ah! No! It can't be.
Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. Her family was rich. Why did she need $2 million? She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping.
Bang!
At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack.
Why, that's simply ridiculous. Order, order, order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
This woman is a demon! And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
Objection!
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, wrong way.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do.
Planning to do?
She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Oh my. Oh my.
Who is that? Laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me, it's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an inciting tale. Naturally. You have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence?
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
Well,
And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to show at least that.
Well, Miss Fey?
I don't know.
What a joke. You, Miss Fey. Are you stupid or something?
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me and there's nothing I could do about it.
Huh.
Without evidence, the trial is over. Who decided that?
Mr. Armando.
Come on, Captain. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules?
I don't think that's true.
For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There is only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. This is just like cross-examining the parrot. Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes? It's our buddy! I was gonna call him Jailbait, but he's the one going after Cradle Robber! There we go! Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls. The defendant. There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne. Or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls. Okay.
Well, Mr. Edwards, what is your take on this?
Why not? The prosecution has no objection.
Very well. Hey then, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
Alright. This is my last chance. Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes?
I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me. Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive. And you were used for $2 million. That's not true.
Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised me never ever betray each other.
Terry,
Dahlia! It's true! You are alive!
you don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth! I believed in you!
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Leah.
I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial.
What is happening on my side screen? I don't know.
That was weird. Witness. Ah! Eek! I'm sorry, I apologize. Water, please, water.
I don't remember what his voice was because I was freaking out.
Water, please, water.
Hmm?
Can't talk, need water.
Well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself.
Wow.
What is he doing? Why is he screaming like that?
That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put nobody in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked. Then she left. That was Valerie. Not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial.
Well then, Miss Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think.
Oh no, even he's not sure. Alright.
Okay.
We are going to play the game because I'm probably gonna use my last little life. Hold it! According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining. Already dark, too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? That's a long time to stand in the rain. Mr. Falls?
Eagle Mountain. That's fine. Strong memories.
Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here?
She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge.
You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it. I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like a blink of the eye.
Fair enough. Alright, you were watching the car?
The bridge. Other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching car.
What else were you expecting him to do? I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling, a contradiction.
I wonder what's on the other side of the broken bridge anyway.
No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it. Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing.
Then how did Valerie get there? Valerie, quote unquote. Stood in front of me. Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remember the face.
Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Sorry. I told a little lie.
Every time.
But the woman I met, she was different from the woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie.
Well, she would have been about the same age as Valerie was back then, so maybe it was very easy for him to mistake her as her sister. What did you talk to her about anyway? He's not gonna say. Mr. Falls!
Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied. Got me the death penalty.
And were you satisfied with that answer, witness?
Talia died. It was my fault. But I don't really remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I did push her in. It don't matter no more. Either way, my Dahlia, a sweet teen angel, dead.
But you just saw that she isn't dead. Aw, real mad on guard. Oh no! Are you coming to murder us? Terrible.
After Valerie talked to me on bridge, nothing left to live for.
Oh. Yikes. Alright. Thank you so much for following. Welcome in. How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do. That woman, it wasn't Dahlia. Stop right there. What more needs to be said? Even if it means the death penalty. Even if it means taking the blame for murder. You'll still do whatever's necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls?
I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her.
Mr. Falls,
even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. You'll still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess.
Alright, so we have to figure out what exactly he's lying about and how. So, I don't know. She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. What do I have? Let's see. Alright. Okay. Alright. So we know, according to the photo, the woman was standing closer to the broken part. So he couldn't have been waiting on the bridge because then would she squeeze past him? That doesn't make any sense. So do I just prove it like this? Does this prove it? Maybe?
Objection!
Yes! Okay. We have 1 life left, so I'm like, is it right? I don't know. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge? You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying. Huh? Oh? Is he crying? Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. What is happening to this poor man? Not only did that just have to learn to lawyer for Shelley, he took Shu for ransom and the release terms decided to finish lights. No! Wait, you're not a lawyer, you're an action star. I'm so confused. Also, Shu, poor Shu. That's a good kitty. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth. Oh. Alright. I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. Alright. I had somewhere to go. A special place.
Did you go to the special place before you went to the bridge?
Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base there, of the tree there.
That's the one that Phoenix eats.
It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
This little bottle on a necklace is your memento? It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. That's probably not what he would sound like. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it.
I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Oh. Huh? Mr. Falls? Oh my god, he's coughing up blood.
That's enough, please.
Witness?
I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle.
No, stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess! We need a hospital!
I was stupid, couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No, we were so close, just a little more! It was going to prove your innocence!
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill Sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls!
Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Falls! I didn't even have to ring cheap for that one. That was just... Oh my god! So my first trial ended suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners. Only losers. I bet Dahlia went free, didn't she? I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person. The true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne. She left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable. That witch.
Mr. Armando.
We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten.
It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You're going to make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia.
Oh, he didn't call us kitten.
Don't you get it? You can't cry yet.
Oh my god, why did you do that?
The only time Laura can cry is when it's all over.
Why did you do that? Why did you... Why? Also, that's a lot of grip strength. Are you okay? Mr. Armando! No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. And you file them away and eventually forget them. I don't think that's true. One year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Feeny! And then she was found. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. Finally. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was... guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. She did try to kill us. Frame us for murder. And she killed Mr. Armando. I'm pretty sure he was the guy that, like, she was accused of killing, and then she hid the necklace by giving it to us. It was finally all over. At least that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Okay. Alright. That was a lot briefer than other cases. I kind of thought that that was going to stretch out a little bit more, but I guess episode 5 is just the thing. So, saving. Alright, we're save up to this point. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a restful, relaxing rest of your evening. I hope you get a snack if you need it, and I hope you remember to hydrate because it is good for your brain and your body. We will be back next Monday with even more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations is apparently the name of the third game, and I forgot that. We're going to be starting episode 5 of this game, which I guess I thought was episode 4, but apparently it's episode 5. And we will probably do it like we have with the others, where we've segmented it a little bit. We get to the first save point and then we cut it like that. So it's a little bit easier, a little bit chunkier going down the road. But, I mean, if we get into a good groove, we of course finish the whole kit and caboodle like we did this time, which was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Of course, if you're into cozier type games, I'll be back tomorrow with some more Palia. If I remember correctly, the Magi Market is supposed to start back up tomorrow, so we'll be able to see what goes on with that, and hopefully they kept our tickets so that we can try to earn all of the little plushies from Zeki's plushie pod thing. We'll be back Wednesday with more wildflowers. It should be the finale of our achievement hunt, but we'll see, because I think I know what I need to do to get that final marriage, but hopefully we can actually do it in one sitting. And then, of course, we'll be back Thursday with even more Coral Island, because that game has been a lot of fun. So, anywho, like I said, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you all again real soon. Bye!